Big Podcast.
It's Big Podcast Playbook, the marketing podcast for podcasters. My name is David Hooper. This podcast, formerly known as Build a Big Podcast. Yes, I changed the name. I'll be talking more about that on a future episode. Meet the new podcast, same as the old podcast. Not really, it's got a different name. Big Podcast Playbook. I am talking about 8 things that Josh Spector says will help you find your voice. The first 5 of these things: 1, speak what you're scared to speak. 2, leverage your experiences. 3, showcase your flaws. 4, stand out. And 5, ignore the rules. You will find those at bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Do I agree with all of them? I do not. What do I disagree with? Go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe. You will find out. Let's talk about number 6. If you want to find your voice, he says practice. Remember, the definition of develop is to grow. It's alive, not passive. You have to do things to get things. The more you write, in this case podcast, the more your voice will develop. I somewhat agree with this. There's a saying that practice makes perfect. That is not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you want to develop your voice, you can't just practice. You got to show up and be moving forward in how you show up. I was just talking to a musician. This is the 4th episode that I've done today. One of them talking to a musician, and we were talking about his writing experience, how he writes songs. One of the things that writers do, songwriters, and this could work for you as a podcast writer, somebody who's coming up with any kind of content, a book writer, songwriters, musicians, they switch up instruments. So if you're normally writing on a piano, you switch that up, maybe write on guitar, maybe write on viola. It doesn't matter. Just switch it up. And he was talking about these exercises that he had. It's a music theory exercise. One of these exercises, I'm going to get a little bit technical, so if you don't know music, this may not be the example for you. But let's say you've got C, E, G. That's a C major chord. You would keep that C and change the other 2 notes of the triad. It's 3 notes. And the exercise is you would keep that C, change the other 2 notes. That forms a different chord. Each one of them has that bass note, though, that you've picked. It could be C. Now, it could be the first note, the root note. It could be the 3rd. It could be the 5th. It might be the 7th. But every note of the song that you write has to have a C. When you force yourself with limitations like that, you will get creative. When we talk about practice, and this is number 6 on the list of Josh's 8 things to find your voice, sometimes having those limits can help you do that. It forces you to look at what it is that you were doing, what it is that you want to do. Strangely enough, on the last episode, we talked about his rule number 5, which is ignore the rules. This is the exact opposite of that. This is actually putting rules in place. And that's what I say. If you want to break the rules, you've got to know what the rules are. So sometimes practice, having those limitations, that's helpful. Practice in general, maybe not. Perfect practice makes perfect. It's very easy to fool yourself in podcasting. Think, I'm going to let the tape roll. I'm going to make a podcast. I'm going to make content. Content is king. No, it's not. Some content is king. Some content, amazing. But just content, no. Just a podcast, no. Not all podcasts are equal. We are not making widgets here. We are making art. And to take it back to a music business analogy, imagine writing a great song. Let's say it's Happy Birthday. We all know that song. It is sung around the world. It is arguably a hit. This is why, and this has recently changed, it's a public domain song now, but it wasn't for a long time. And this is the reason why you would go to Disney World and they wouldn't sing Happy Birthday to you. No. They had their own version of Happy Birthday. It is the reason why you go to TGI Fridays or Chili's and they've got their own version of Happy Birthday. That is because Happy Birthday, the one we know, Happy Birthday to you, great song. You could go write 10 songs right now, 100 songs, 1,000 songs. You are not going to have a song as popular as that song, Happy Birthday. So we can't say content is content and everything is equal. Not in content, not in practice. If you want to get better at podcasting, you need to work on what you need to work on. Every day, I do what I call a sausage factory. And this is, again, after doing what I've done today. So I've done 4 episodes. Broadcast radio. I did something for satellite radio. I did a podcast. This is my 2nd podcast episode. So 4 episodes today. And I'm still going to pull up my recorder and do a sausage factory podcast. That is reading, that is improvising, that is thinking on my feet. Sometimes, if you want to get really specific with the sausage factory, that is playing music and coming into the music, coming out of the music, just to time myself. Because you never know when you're on stage, you've got just a few seconds, and you've got to get in there, give a clear beginning, a middle, and an end, and get out. That's what that practice looks like. That is not simply running the tape and going, blah, 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 here's my day, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying I've never done that, but if I ever do that, it's not as valuable as me having that focused practice. So practice, yeah, I agree with Josh Spector, but when you do this, remember, it's perfect practice, specific practice, practice with a goal in mind that you are aiming for. You want more thoughts on this? You want those first things he's talked about out of these 8? I've got them. They're at bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Go there now, subscribe before you forget. 1 click is all it takes to get your iPhone hooked up, your Android hooked up, or get an RSS feed. You can subscribe to all the episodes, get new ones when they come out. It is free, and you can unsubscribe anytime you do that. That's okay. Maybe it's not for you. But try it now. Just take a chance, man. Bigpodcast.com/subscribe. And when you do, I will see you on the next episode. I've got 2 more of these to go through. This is number 6 out of 8. So number 7, number 8 coming soon. Go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Make it happen. And I'll see you on the next episode of Big Podcast Playbook.